everyone, can you see me? I'm so sorry we started late. It's simply because of my laptop. It just messed me up. I tried and it just kept going off. So you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Olubukola. I'm a nurse. I'm a health, beauty, lifestyle, nursing, marriage blogger. And today we will be talking on pathway to financial freedom part 2. So this is the concluding part. So yes, last week we had, not last week, 2 days ago, we had the first part, and some people felt like we didn't cover everything as we should have. So I promised we would have a second session, and that is why we're here today. So I don't know if I've got 2 people in. Thanks for coming in. Thanks, Olayemi, and I'm really sorry again for starting late. So as I've told everybody, we will be contributing to one another today. So it's not about me just talking and dishing out the stuff. We will all be talking today. So firstly, last week, a recap, we talked about ways we can boycott some things that we don't use and how we can use some rules that help with life and all of that. The 10-10 60-20 rule, I believe. And I've put everything in my other in the previous video for you to have a look at and for you to watch if you've got a minute to watch. So today we're going to be continuing from where we last stopped, and we'll be talking about, so coincidentally there's a group I belong to, and today they were talking about building and protecting wealth, and I was able to pick one or two things that I can share with you here as well. So for a start, it was analyzed that before you can do anything, you need to plan. You need to plan, you need to analyze. Hi, Victoria, you're welcome in. You need to plan, you need to analyze. You need to know how to build your wealth, and you then need to know about how to protect the wealth that you've built. So speaking of planning, you want to know the kind of wants that you want, the kind of things that you want rather. And there is a difference between needs and wants, like we all know. And it was said at the webinar that it's very important that you don't mix your needs and your wants. And also, remember, I'm still talking about planning. So you want to think of your retirement, you want to think of family importance. So before you eventually retire, you want to slow down. Eye comfort, I can see you. You want to slow down then before you want to retire. And there is some point that would have to get to, then we then begin to think of our short-term goals, our medium goals, and our long-term goals. So short-term goals are things like things that you want to achieve and you think are achievable feasibly within 5 years, while medium goals are those that fall within the 5 to 15 years frame, while long-term goals falls after 15 years. Hi, Lola Obembe, thanks for coming in. And that is how you strategize. You have to know what you want definitely. Do you want to go to uni within the first 5 years? Do you want to have children first? Do you want to begin property buying and, building your portfolio around property within the first 5 years? Or do you want to leave it for a medium term, which is 5 to 15 years? So it's left to you. And if you're married, it is for you to then decide with your spouse. Hi, Temilola, thank you so much. Hi, Temi, thanks for coming in. And if you are still single, it's for you to make that decision on your own. So what is paramount to you at that time? So then the number 2 thing you should do today, apart from planning, thinking of things you want to plan in your head, remember I talked about short, medium, and long-term goals, is also to analyze your mindset. So you need to analyze your mindset and you need to analyze your reality. So in analyzing your mindset, you want to think about your relationship with money. Do you see money as a tool, or do you see money as a goal? Some people see money as a tool. So if you see money as a tool, you see it as a way to, a thing or a medium or a power that you need to then invest or to do more. Probably you see money, say if I earn £1,500 per month as an example, if I see it as a tool, then I'll begin to invest. And that way I would then, after I've done my expenditure, then I'll then begin to invest. And that way it has become a tool. However, some people see money as a goal, full stop. Money is what they want to achieve. They don't look at it from the tool point of view. That was what we talked about. And we said your mindset can bar and can motivate you towards wealth building. So, and I've talked about seeing money as a tool and not as a goal. See it as a means to an end and don't see it as the end totally. So, also, money helps you create financial freedom and lifestyle. And also, you should think of property portfolio. We will get to that as we get on. And also, you need to, speaking of analysis of your mindset, you need to be positive about yourself. That is another important thing. And also, under analysis of mindset, they talked about, sorry, also analysis of your reality, they talked about knowing your numbers. Now, speaking of knowing your numbers, you need to know, you need to be realistic with yourself as per what comes in to your account every month. At least you should have an average. Then you should subtract your expenditure from your income. You should have something left. So what you have left is your seed to wealth. So if you don't have anything left, it is very important that you then begin to reanalyze your expenditure. There are some things that you don't need, there are some things that you can cut off from, and that was why I started with needs and wants. So whatever that is left after you've subtracted your expenditure from what comes in, then becomes your, they said something around disposable income. So that's what they termed that thing as. And also, you need to create wealth. To create more wealth, you should have extra income. And remember that that is the essence of this conversation. You need to be able to have excess income. Get rid of your wants. Only do do away with your wants, and then only have things that you need, put in your expenditure. And speaking of the next thing is you should have a budget. Every month we should all try to have a budget. And some people say, oh, I've worked so hard and I'm going to spend the money as I like, I've come this far. Yes, that's very good. And that is why if you go through some kind of fraction or some kind of percentage way of spending money, as I put in my previous video in the description section, I gave the 50-30-20 rule, and then I gave the 70-30-20-10 rule, if I remember properly. And according to the webinar we attended today, they gave another fraction which I'll be sharing for you. If you want, you can write it down. They said the principle of financial intelligence. So if 100% is your income, 10% should go to charity or to your faith, those that pay 10% tithe. Then 10% should go to yourself, whether you want to spoil yourself or you want to change your wardrobe or whatever it is for that period. Then 35% should go to savings or investments. So that 35% plus or minus 10%. So it could be 35 and it could be 25, but don't make sure that it is not lesser than 25% should go to your savings and investments. And also the remaining 40% or 65%, as the case may be, has to go to your actual spendable money. And 5% should go to protection and insurance. And the speaker at the webinar said, since they learned this rule that I've just shown you, I will leave a screenshot of it somewhere for you to see at some point at the end of the video. He said he's been very fine and he's gotten himself out of financial tightness. That it has really, really helped him. But yes, there are different rules to it. So depending on the ones that works for you, there is no one size fits all in this case. So remember, I talked about having a budget and sticking to it. And when you have a budget, it is very important that you review it every month anyway. So having reviewed it, you know if you are doing well. And it is highly important also to have an emergency funding space. You should always have some money that you keep somewhere. Remember, we said that last 2 days ago anyway. Always have something you keep somewhere for emergency. Don't spend everything at the end of the month. Ensure that you leave something somewhere, and you should try to build your emergency fund. So if you normally leave say £10 every month as your emergency fund, try to increase it, and with time you see that you do well with it, and at the end of the year you'll be surprised at how much you've been able to put together in your emergency fund. And also they talked about we should have a certain foundation before investment. So it was a really big conversation, the one we had, the webinar, but they talked about investing your money. So we've read about shares, we've read about bond, and we've read about ISAs. So I think it's worth speaking to a financial advisor just so they can break it down in their own term and probably use layman words where possible. But they said it is highly important to pool investments. And the way investment works is that even when there is crisis like the COVID-19 crisis, yes, some people are scared because of times like this, but they said it is not about the times like this, because if you have an investment where it is not just you that is in it. So say if you want to buy a property, you can come together as investors. You can have 10 people that are co-investors, and you have like a financial person doing the management for you, managing your portfolio for you. And say you all come together with £10,000, and 10,000 times 10 is £100,000, and you then invest it into shares or bond or property. Then come, say 10 years later, you will have something to reap, and you are building your there's a portfolio, they call it, I think, stock portfolio or something around that. So that was what was shared with us. And they said there's something called stock to share ISA, which I didn't know about before. There's something called junior ISA. So if you've got children and you want them to begin to create like a path towards financial freedom, it is important to have like an ISA for them. And also they talked about union trust. And also pension is very important. We have the state pension, we have NHS pension for those that work. We have also there is a last type, that's a personal pension. So, and I don't know if people know about this pension and pension types. I didn't know about personal pension as an example. And then they said it's a good way to build like a tax-free kind of income. And it was broken down in all these financial terms and all of that. But I feel if it's something you're interested in, it is, you can just Google financial advisor next to me or in my area, and just walk in and have an appointment with one of them and speak to them around financial freedom and how they can help you do all of these things. So moving forward, I will read the comment section. So I have Ola Obembe, yes, seeing money as a means to an end helps a lot. Money should be used as one of the tools needed for the achievement of our goals. Without clear goals, the abuse of money is inevitable, which is very, very right. So thank you so much. And that's my mommy there. Thanks, mommy, for coming in. Thanks, Victoria, for encouraging everybody to, come in and get active. So I would want us to go to the comment section at some point to drop our ideas around how we can make extra money as people in the UK that has got families back home, how we can liberate ourselves. So first of all, I've got here that ways to passive income. Remember, we're talking about passive income 2 days ago. So I've got here that you can go into things like event planning. You can go into, if you didn't watch my video the last time, please endeavor to go watch it. You pick one or two things that I believe will be handy for you. We talked about, catering. You can go into catering. If you're a nurse, as an example, I'm a nurse, so I always make reference to nurses. So if you're a nurse, you can go into catering on your free times, small jobs. You can do decoration, graphics, designing. Some people know how to design stuff and they go into graphic designing and they see it as an extra source of income for them. Also, event planning. Some people know how to put things together as a way, to further make money on their leisure, days. I have a not a sister, but say somebody I know from catering. That is what she does full time. She's left her job as a nurse and she travels far. She goes to London, she goes to Manchester, and she does this decorating stuff, and she makes good money, even more than what she, used to realize when she was a nurse. And also, there are other things that can be done. Like I have friends that are into Juice Plus, that are into Mary Kay business. So I will be introducing some of them very soon on my channel. So if you're interested in the Mary Kay business, which I heard is very lucrative and is a chain kind of business, and I heard it pays so well. I try to join their online meeting every Monday and Thursdays when I'm free, and I've heard so many testimonies. Like I know of somebody that bought a Range Rover and she paid it within 3 years. She was supposed to pay 1,800 per month for, I believe, I don't know how many years, and with Mary Kay, she was able to, clear it within 3 years. And I was so wild, like, she then became the owner of a Range Rover. So those are examples of businesses you can go into. Juice Plus. And also, other ways you can also make money includes bringing things in from Nigeria, or selling things out, or taking things out of Nigeria. So some people go into, buying stuffs like when things are on sales, or buying things from everything £5, and then, shipping it back home. And speaking of shipping, if you want, I can give you number to people that do shipping for £1 per kilo. So for every kilo you want to send home or receive from home, you pay just £1, and £1 is about what 520 naira. So and some people do it per a whole box. They charge you per box. So those are ways that we can get money as well. Some people do sewings and then they bring it here, and those are sources of income or passive income as well. And also, I talked about having to liberate yourself financially. A good way is get rid of things that you're not using. So some of us have lovely shoes that we don't wear anymore, maybe because we don't fancy high heels anymore. Then there are different websites. I'll leave some in my link in my description box. I'll leave different links for you. There are different websites where you can sell your stuffs for free, and you get rid of them. Number one, your closet will be lighter. Number two, you get whether £5 per item and multiply by the number of items that you're just keeping and you're not, wearing. So, and yes, we've got Facebook Marketplace. Thanks, Lola. Victoria said great. Yes. So Facebook Marketplace or Spoke or eBay or Amazon, you can sell things that you don't need of. It's a path to financial freedom. You'll be surprised at what you can get from what you're not using anymore, apart from these things that we've talked about. And also another way is e-commerce. And apart from speaking of e-commerce, I mentioned part of it some days ago, 2 days ago. The video, remember, is still in my it's on my channel if you want to catch up. So I talked about Ali Dropship. We have Shopify, we have Obalo, and if you want, you can create your own website on your own and then begin to fulfill your orders on your own. And the way social media is built, there is a way that you can advertise your business, and you don't have to bother about knowing so many people. You can pay for Instagram advertisements. You can pay for Facebook. You can pay for Facebook advertisements, and your businesses or your own or your business your website will keep popping on people's faces when they're on social media, and you don't know who would how many people would click on it and then buy from you from there. So, and also another way, what do we have in comment section? Facebook is a great selling site. Yes, Lola, baby, I've sold stuff I don't use on there. Thank you very much. Typo. Arisa, thanks for coming in. And that's it there. And also dispatch riding. Another way some people have talked to me about that they earn money back home is by owning a dispatch rider. So many people want to fulfill their orders back home, but they don't have people to help them transport it, whether they've got a shop on the island and they've got what's it called now, they've got customers on the mainland. You can buy an Okada, like we call it back home, like motorbike, if that's the word, and then you get somebody that drives it for you, fulfill order for those kind of people. You pay the dispatch rider, and also I heard is very, very lucrative, that business. Also, another way to also get money is by land acquisition. We all know about land acquisition, having a land. And the thing about land acquisition is some people are so scared that if they don't do anything on the land for a long time, it might get taken off them and all of that. So you need to be very careful around that. But it's a very good business method where you get a land, whether you want to build on it. You can build a shopping mall, or you can build anything whatsoever. You can build a whole house, or you can build a hostel for students. Students, if you build it very close to a uni in Lagos or wherever, Ibadan, and then students will come in, you get money off it as well. And also you can make it a rental. And also, when I was doing this video, when I posted it, somebody reached me. He's one of the big guys on my status, and he said he does digital landlord. I don't know if you've heard about digital landlord before. So he sent me his link, and I will be putting the link in the description box at the end of this video as well. And he said the way it works is that you get paid monthly by becoming a digital landlord. That's virtual property landlord. You don't have to be like the real owner. So you own a percentage on the estate. So I've printed like something I can just read for you guys here, and I'll put the link in case you're interested. So you become a digital landlord, and you get 10% off every holiday rental income that comes into the property, or you get 40% from 100% resort and spa income. I won't bore you much with it. I'll leave the link down just so you can go through it yourself. And if it's something of interest, then you can then contact him. The guy is indeed a big boy, and he started with all of these things. He's got huge buildings in Lekki, and he said he's got over 5 or 6 of them. And I think his friend and himself, they came together, they built the properties, and the property, even the interiors are very, very lovely. Like, they're so posh. So, but then they want to earn money back, or they want to get money off it through digital landlording. So he said it's a new thing, and I've just heard about it. So going back to the comment section, Eunice, thanks for coming in. Good job. Facebook had the bomb. Yes. Thank you so much, Eunice, and thanks for coming in. And at this point, I'll be stopping because I've asked people to come in with their ideas around how to earn financial freedom. And I don't know if anybody wants to educate us on anything. Just put it in the comment section. We can elaborate on it. So I've got 10 people watching at the moment. So I don't know if anybody is interested in sharing from their wealth of knowledge to us this evening before we move on. Hi, Tokwe, thanks for coming in. So like I always say, your network is your net worth, your net worth. So always speak to people around how to go about things. And also when talking about owning a property, you don't have to be the one, you don't have to have the physical cash to do it. There are some people that I've got a contact, I'll put that in the description box as well. There are some people that build homes for people, and then you pay over at least 12 months period. So between 12 to 24 or maximum of 30-month period, you then pay back. So if the house, the new project will be starting by July. So they will tell you how to, they'll tell you how to do your payment breakdown, and the list is on, I believe, Lekki Ekpe Road or somewhere like that. And the least amount of money that the least amount of property or property value is 25 million naira, if I remember well. So if you divide that by 12 months, you'll be paying like 1 million plus per month for 24 months. And when you convert that to pounds, that's about 2,500 pounds per month. So you then negotiate with them and see how they can, get you on. And if you feel like you're getting stuck, they will definitely let you support you whichever way they can. So I'm waiting for our lovely ideas. Adeyemi, thanks for sharing. Thank you. Stalala, thank you. Anybody, anything you want to share with us, say yes or no in the comment section. Right. So as a recap, I won't recap just so I don't waste much of our time. If you want to catch up, we have a previous video from 2 days ago. I keep saying last week, and it's packed as well, just like today's own. So if you missed out, we're 22 minutes into it. So in case you came in late, then you can catch up on this point. I did not elaborate because I didn't want to waste our time. We know about these things already. We just need, no, well, not everything, but then we just need somebody to give us a push or to give us an idea of how to go about it. So I don't know if anybody has any question anyway, even if you don't have anything to say, whether around digital landlording or doing other things. We've talked about having a small shop business, catering, decoration, graphics, event planning, owning a Mary Kay business, Juice Plus. You can do shipping. You can do the shipping thing. Selling off things you don't want on Spoke or eBay or Facebook Marketplace. We talked about e-commerce. We started e-commerce last 2 days ago, and we've talked about it again now. And also dispatch riding. We talked about land or property acquisition, and I talked about the fact that you don't have to have the own money. You can own a house by speaking to some of these people. I don't know what they call them now. Property, like the property guys. I don't know why my words are running off my head now. So they will help you, or they will put you through how to go about it. And come 2 to 3 years, you'll be a property owner, and you finish paying, and then you begin to rent it out. Even if you are still here in the UK, you rent it out and then begin to get the money. So the one I talked about, the one I know of that somebody spoke to me about personally, so after 12 months or whenever months that you are done paying, you then begin to get the money. So while if the house is ready, but then you're not done paying, what they'll do is they'll put a tenant in the house for you, and then the tenants will begin to make payments to them. So by the time you are done making your payments to the property company, they'll then give you all of the money that the tenants had paid to them, for you to have back to yourself. and that is how it works. I'll, if you want, I'll put the link in the description. And I've got some comments here. Arita said, I know some people make money through Bitcoin, but I don't know how that works. I'd like some information on that, please. Then Timola said, I want to ask about the shipping cost. Shipping cost of what? So I've heard about Bitcoin as well, but I haven't invested in it personally. And I've got a friend or like a brother-in-law that does it, and he says it fluctuates. So, and I think Eunice, are you still in? Eunice too, I believe, has a good knowledge on Bitcoin. So Eunice, if you're still in, are you able to please drop something in the comment section before we hit 30 minutes? Because we need to finish by 30 in the next 4 minutes, please. So I'm waiting for Eunice if she's still in this chat room. So tell us more about, or like to paraphrase what Bitcoin is all about. I heard people make good money from it as well. So Timilola said, I want to ask about shipping costs. Timilola, if you're still in the room, please tell me what you mean by shipping costs. You want to ask about the shipping cost. Then Lola Obembe, please, can you do a thorough research on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency? I know for sure most of the peeps out there doing it are scammers. And Victoria said lots of scammers. There are truthful people who does it. So I'm happy to do it. I believe Eunice is probably out of the chat room. So I'm happy to research and make my next video if that's okay. So I don't know if anybody's typing yet. I can't see if you're typing or not. So I'll wait a few more seconds. Some people said they were going to bring loads of ideas in. So I don't know if they're in yet or they're late or they slept off, but I won't delay any further. So that was what I was going to bring in. And I said, I'll add it on top of what the others bring in as well. So Arita said, can't the rent go into the servicing, the cost of the house? How do you mean? I think that was the typo, autocorrect. Autocorrect must have changed some of your words there. Can't the rent go into servicing the cost of the house? Oh yeah, I get what you mean. Yes. So I was going to, we asked that question during the webinar. So we asked them that, instead of keeping the money for me, can you not just add the money or subtract the money from what I have left to pay you? They said no. That way some people would relax that after all their tenants would pay and they would get the money from the tenants. That is not the whole idea. So that I'm sure some people would definitely misuse it. So that was a no. They said. Temilola, you mentioned earlier that someone does shipping to Nigeria at £1. Yeah, £1 per kg. I want to ask about the shipping cost. So that's the shipping cost. So £1 per kg. So my own mom uses nine posts to send things to me, but I heard there are other people, other means. So this person does she lives in London. She's a big importer and exporter. She does £1 per kilogram. I hope that answers your question. No, shall I good topic for next time? You mean the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, right? Yeah, thank you very much. I'll look into it and I'll let you know. It will be my next topic. It doesn't have to be a live video. I will make it just a normal video and pop it on my channel for you all to see. So if nobody's typing, I don't know if anybody's typing, I'll give another. We've got 28 minutes, 3 seconds. So we have just approximately 2 minutes before we finish. So if nobody's typing by 30 minutes, we'll have to round off. So who else is there? I don't know if, no, I can't see the people in the chat room. I can only see those commenting. So if you are in, I can't know because it's not until you comment, I can't know that you're in there. Thank you so much, Comfort. So I didn't want to be repeating myself. That's why I didn't go back to like 2 days ago's video or points from 2 days ago. There were indeed lovely points as well, and people contributed well. Please go back to it in case you want to know. And every link that I said I will drop, I'll definitely drop them. I remember how we started today's topic. We talked about you planning yourself, you analyzing your mindset and analyzing your reality. We then went on to how to build wealth. So that was when I talked about investing with money, speaking to a financial advisor, and then we talked about other bits and bobs to add on top of what we already spoke about 2 days ago. Little things that go a long way. And I believe you watched Victoria's video on how to make passive income as well. So that is all I have. Mandy was going to come in. He said he was going to come with a trailer load of ideas, but I believe he slept off. So that is all from my list tonight. So if that's everything, I'll just say bye-bye. We've got 30 more seconds before 30 minutes. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. It promises to produce very educational content. If you've got questions, if I haven't said anything you'd like to hear, then please mention it in my comment section. Because I create videos, I mean, I know better than you. It's just me trying to share the little that I know. If you share yours as well, I'll definitely, appreciate it, and we'll all learn from one another. So my mom there says, be careful about this land people in Lekki. Thank you so much, Mom. So be very careful and always get like a property advisor or a legal person to watch things for you or be on the watch out for you since you're in the UK. And that'll be all for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye, guys. Bye.